Hello, Squirrel Tribe. Listen, there is a lot to talk about today, seeing as how last night President Donald Trump, or former president or future president, however you want to phrase that, took the stage at the RNC, the Republican National Convention, had a really long speech. A lot of people have a lot to say about that. But because so many people are talking about it today, I actually want to talk about something else that I came across on X, and it immediately pissed me off to the point where I was like, are you effing kidding me? And I decided we need to talk about this. So on X, some page or channel, I still don't know what they're called over there, called Unlimited L's, posted this thing on X. And let me read this to you. That way you can be as, I don't know if the word outraged is correct, or sickened, or I don't know. So I'm going to read this, and I want you guys to really listen to what I'm saying, okay? Listen. Just in, California judge rules that teachers were right to punish a 7-year-old girl who wrote "Any Life" over a Black Lives Matter drawing because she's too young to have First Amendment rights. That's I only read that, and my very first thought was, are you kidding me right now? So then, sorry, my nose is itching like crazy. So then I read the rest. The first grader at Viejo Elementary in Orange County was banned from recess and drawing pictures after she added the words "Any Life" below Black Lives Matter on a picture she drew and gave to a black friend. School principal Jesus Becerra told BB, that's what they're calling the child, BB, her drawing was inappropriate and racist. He also made her publicly apologize and banned her from recess and drawing pictures for 2 weeks. The girl's family filed a lawsuit against the Capistrano Unified School District, claiming her First Amendment rights were violated in the 2021 incident. This is an old thing, but this is still extremely important, and you'll understand why very soon. U.S. Central District Court Judge David Card ruled that students have the right to be free from speech that denigrates their race while at school. Judge Card said that the drawing was not protected by the First Amendment because of the girl's age. Judge Card wrote, and I quote, "An elementary school is not a marketplace of ideas. Thus, the downsides of regulating speech there is not as significant as it is in high schools, where students are approaching voting age and controversial speech could spark conducive conversation. A parent might second-guess the principal's conclusion, but his decision to discipline BB belongs to him, not the federal courts." Card added that undoubtedly BB's intentions were innocent. BB testified that she gifted the drawing to MC, the black friend, to make her feel comfortable after her class learned about Martin Luther King Jr. Y'all, I don't even know what to say with this. Let me see if I can get this picture. I want to show you exactly what the drawing was. All right. Here's the drawing. Black Lives Matter, Any Life. Here's the problem. This public school is punishing this 7-year-old girl for not following into at the time, in 2021, the massive rhetoric of BLM, Black Lives Matter. It was a huge, huge push, right? Huge thing. And if you didn't fall in line with Black Lives Matter, you were racist, or something was wrong with you, or you were, whatever words they wanted to throw out at the time. I have a black husband. Yeah, Black Lives Matter. So do Asian lives and Hispanic lives and white lives and Indian lives, and all the lives matter. At the end of the day, they do. It's not just one that matters. Now, at the time, it was because of, I believe George Floyd is what started it, the whole incident there. I'm pretty sure that's what started Black Lives Matter. Now I don't remember. It's been so long, and there have been so many other issues that have been pushed upon us the last few years that it's hard to really keep track of what's what. But reading this and seeing the picture, first thing they should have been worried about is that in public schools at 7 years old, she doesn't know how to spell the word matter. That's where they should have been upset. They should have been upset with the principal that the teachers there aren't doing a well enough job to teach children how to spell correctly. But instead, they are punishing a 7-year-old child. I'm going to assume, I did not see the girl because she is 7 years old. They didn't show her. I'm going to assume she is either white or Hispanic or Asian and not black, or else they would never have done anything. It would have been a moot point, right? But I have to assume she was a different race than the girl she was giving the picture to, because again, they talked about how it was after learning about Martin Luther King and everything else. And the fact that they punished this child at 7 years old, saying that she doesn't have First Amendment rights because she's not old enough. Excuse me? I didn't think that in the Constitution it said once you hit a certain age, your rights matter. Like, is that how it works? Is that how the Constitution is written? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that the rights belong to everybody from day one to last day. The rights are yours. They are your how do you say the word? Inalienable rights? Is that the right word? Y'all know I suck at this sometimes. But this pissed me off for numerous reasons. You have this issue, them basically bullying a 7-year-old for not following into their woke agenda at the time, right? To now, just on Monday, you have California Governor Gavin Newsom, who was the governor of California in 2021 also. You have him now telling schools that they can't tell parents if their child at school decides that they are trans or they are the wrong sex or they want to be called a different noun or pronoun or whatever. That now it's against the law for schools to tell parents, because parents, it's not their right to know. It's up to the school to keep the secrets from the parents. So you're going to punish a 7-year-old for believing that all lives matter. But you're not going to get any help for a child who thinks that they are born in the wrong body and want to be called he when she's a she, or want to be called she when it's a he. Explain to me how anything that's going on in California makes a lick of sense. So this new California law prohibits schools from telling parents their child is trans. Before we even get into that, there will be people out there who will say it's to protect the person, to protect the student, because there are a lot of people out there who may treat their child negatively if they come out as trans or gay or whatever else. You know what I'm talking about. So you could look at it from that standpoint and go, the school is just trying to protect the child. Guess what? It's not up to the school to protect the child. At the end of the day, the parents have rights. That is their child. They have the rights to know. After 18, that's a different story. At that point, that is a adult, is no longer a child. Parents have the right to know what is happening with their child no matter what. Yes, it's a public school, and yes, these parents are making the choice to put their child in a public school, but these public schools are funded by taxpayer dollars that the parents are paying into the school. It is up to the school to let the parents know when things happen. If the child got into a fight, the school would be the first one to tell the parents, hey, listen, your little boy or little girl did some dumb crap at school today, there was a fight. If the grades are bad, they send home report cards to let parents know the grades are bad. If a child is struggling in a class, generally speaking, the teachers tell the parents. But you're going to tell me that it's something this huge that they're just going to leave the parents in the dark? So then how are the parents and the child going to ever have that conversation about, what's right, what's wrong? I love you no matter what. Because let's be honest, a parent that decides that their child is trash because they come out as gay or trans or whatever, they're a shitty parent. And I don't agree with the whole trans push. I don't agree that it's a real thing, especially in kids that young. They have no idea what they want or who they are or anything like that. I don't believe it's real. I believe it's all a massive media push at these children right now. And you have California Governor Gavin Newsom just lighting a fire under the craziness of it all. But I do not believe that any parent is worth a crap if they are going to turn their back on their child just because their child thinks they love somebody that their parents don't agree with, or they think that they are something that their parents don't agree with. Your child is your child. You should love them and try to protect them your entire life. Like you gave them life, help them with theirs. That's just my thought. Not everybody's going to agree with that. And you know what? You do you, but if we all thought the same, it'd be a boring place, right? But anyway, according to this, political progressives apparently think that school administrators and teachers should have a greater say than parents do in the raising and treatment of children experiencing gender dysphoria, because that's what it is. It is gender dysphoria. It's not, being born in the wrong body. It is a mental disorder. Thinking that you are in the wrong body, thinking that you're supposed to have a penis when you have a vagina or vice versa. It is a mental disorder, all right? How else would you explain Gavin Newsom signing AB 1955, an authoritarian law that forces schools to leave parents in the dark if their child identifies as the opposite sex or presents other issues around sexual identity and orientation? To me, it's the same thing. What if a child at school told one of the teachers that she was sexually assaulted, that she was raped? A teacher would just keep it to themselves because this is still a sexual thing. Would they not tell the parents? Would they not go to an authority like a police or something about something like that? Is that going to be added into this whole thinking you're the wrong sex? I'm very curious where the lines are in California, because it feels like there are none. It feels like everything there is very, very blurred. And I know not everybody living in California agrees with these laws in California. It's not feasible to just get up and move because your governor sucks. But at the end of the day, a lot of these things are getting voted for by people in California at the same time. A lot of people in California are sitting back and letting it happen. And I don't understand. Personally, I don't understand. Listen to this. Listen to this. This is from the bill itself. The legislature finds and declares all of the following. A, all pupils deserve to feel safe, supported, and affirmed for who they are at school. B, choosing when to come out by disclosing an LGBTQ plus identity and to whom are deeply personal decisions impacting health and safety as well as critical relationships that every LGBTQ plus person has the right to make for themselves. C, parents and families across California understand that coming out as LGBTQ plus is an extremely personal decision and want to support their children in coming out to them on their own terms. D, parents and families have an important role to play in the lives of young people. Parents have an important role to play. Listen, their role is the most vital and crucial role in a child's life. A parent's role is the most vital and crucial role in a child's life. It is not the school's role that is the most important or crucial. It is up to the parents. Now, the legislators who voted for this bill and then Newsom who signed it believe that a parent's role in a child's upbringing pales in comparison to the role of teachers, school administrators, and counselors. And apparently, kids have the right to raise themselves, at least when it comes to the issues of sexuality and gender ideology. Policies that require outing pupils without their consent violate pupils' rights to privacy and self-determination. Pupils have a constitutional right to privacy when it comes to sensitive information about them, and courts have affirmed that young people have a right to keep personal information private. No, you don't. You're under 18. Until you are a legal adult, the school does not have the right to keep secrets from parents. It's not how that works. You have to be a legal. Listen, I'm going to work myself into a whole entire thing right now because I have a child. I have an almost 15-year-old child, and she is in public school. Before y'all shit all over me for it, I've heard it all. It's fine. So she is in a public school, and if her school decided tomorrow, we're in Florida for a reason. Let me just put it out there like that also. If her school decided tomorrow that they were going to let a bunch of little kids who think they're furries, you know, the ones who want to use litter boxes or whatever else, and they're going to let a bunch of kids run around thinking that they're the opposite sex and that we're going to start using all these different pronouns and stuff, my kid would be the first one to come to me and go, my school's lost its ever-loving mind. Like, I don't understand what's going on. Most kids who have a decent upbringing in the home will talk to their parents about big things. Most, not all. Obviously, I cannot speak for every child. I cannot speak for every family out there. But a school district, a governor taking it upon themselves to decide that they get to be the keeper of secrets is not okay. Personal opinion, obviously, but it is not okay. If Florida at any point decided that that's the route they were going, I would not be in Florida anymore. There are differences between right and wrong. And it sounds really crappy to say, but it feels like a lot of those differences between right and wrong also fall between Democrat versus Republican. And it feels really bad. Two feathers of the same bird, something like that. Whatever the phrase is, my brain and brain. It's two birds. Come on. Two feathers, one bird. Y'all know what I'm trying to say here. It all, at the end of the day, it's all the same thing. It's all a political whatever, a big mumbo jumbo. But there are still distinctions between the two. California, which is a Democrat-led state, versus Florida, which is a Republican-led state. Massive differences in how they deal with schools, how they deal with children, how they deal with gender gender identity crisis. We'll go with that. Massive difference in how things are dealt with. I don't understand why people want to say a 7-year-old can't write all lives matter on a piece of paper, and think it's, they think it's bad, but they can have an 8-year-old who thinks that he's a she, and that's perfectly fine, and they're not going to tell the parents, and then they're going to get them, sex, gender, like changing drugs. How do those two things... The only reason that 7-year-old got in trouble is because she didn't fall in line with the left BS that was being pushed at the time. But if the 8-year-old decides that they want to be a different sex and they want to change their sex, then that's falling exactly in line with the idiotic rhetoric and shit that's going on in Democrat-led states. And so then it's okay. I can't understand. None of this stuff makes sense. That's what I have realized. Over the last 4 years, none of this shit makes sense. We have watched the morals just get not shoved to the back burner, but like put back in the cabinet and shoved all the way back, like where you'll never find them. They're collecting dust. That's what it feels like a lot of times. And I don't see how we got here. Like, when did the brainwashing start? When did the push for this massive confusion start? I don't remember it when I was younger. Not once do I remember seeing anything like this when I was younger. I don't remember it when I was a teenager, in my 20s, in my early 30s. I don't remember it in 2016. I don't remember it in 2019. And then here comes 2020. And what changed in 2020? Plenty of things changed, obviously. But since in the last 4 years, the uptick in things that don't make any effing sense has been redonkulous. All I know is that if we as a nation continue on with this lack of morals, this lack of common sense, this lack of decency, we're literally destroying our country from the inside. I don't understand. I just don't understand. I don't understand how a 7-year-old girl gets in trouble for drawing and gets banned from drawing and banned from recess. Look, I would never, ever, ever incite violence. It's not my style. But violence would have ensued if that had been my child. That's all I will say. Bail money would have been needed. Okay, so that's that. Y'all, there's so much going on in this country right now. There's so much going on in the world. But I'm more concerned about our country because that's what's on the line. I live here. I don't live, outside of our borders. I live here. And so what's going on here in our borders is extremely important to me. And I know it's important to pay attention to the RNC. I've talked about it. It's important to pay attention to what's going on with Biden and the Democratic National Convention when it happens. All of that is important. But we cannot lose focus on what else is happening while we're all paying attention to what they're putting on the big screen. And what's on the big screen right now is the election. What's on the back burners or what's being hidden are the things that we've got to start paying attention to. The whole bird flu push is back again. We're going to talk about that later because it's extremely idiotic and stupid what they're trying to say right now. And it's going to affect your grocery stores and your pocketbooks at the same time. Wallets, guys. I know y'all don't carry pocketbooks. I wasn't trying to, guys shop too. This whole thing with the schools can't tell parents what's up with their kids and gender, whatever, in California. There are so many things happening right now that it's absolutely ridiculous. Completely off topic. Went and saw the new movie Twisters yesterday. Okay. Listen, baby spoiler alert, but not really. Just a tiny microscopic thing. Go watch Twisters. And then just go ahead and tell me that all the tornadoes we've been seeing lately have been natural. That's all I will say to you. When a movie explains how things can happen and you go, so I'm pretty sure that they're telling you exactly what's going on. Just go watch Twisters. You'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. Listen, I love y'all immediately. I'm sorry, I was reading. I love y'all immediately, but I also love you immensely. But I love you immediately also. Like right now, I love you. There's more to this whole, I'm going to put a link to this so you guys can read This is absolutely ridiculous to me what California is doing. It's so hard to wrap my mind around. I wish we could have a conversation. I wish we could all just be on like a big Zoom call right now so we could all be sitting there going, what? It's fine. It's okay. We are going to make it through this. We're going to make it through this because I do believe that change is coming. I do believe that big changes are coming in November. And I have to cross my fingers. Just whether you want to say that you are this or that when it comes to one wing of the bird, see, I got it right that time. Whether you want to say you're this or that, or whether you're in the middle, whether you're any of it, you have to still step back and go, our nation looks a little right now. And I feel like there's a way to change it. What could that change possibly be? Different leadership. That is all. That is all I'm saying. So fingers crossed it. Things are changing in November. Squirrel Tribe. I don't understand California. That is it. I love y'all immediately and immensely. And I will see you again later because I have more stuff I want to talk about. Okay, bye.